Tell me about Budapest. I know we spent a time or two there.
Yeah, we spent some time in Budapest.
And a fast taxi cab headed for the antique shows,
the flea market.
Flea market.
Yeah. Well, I love the food in Budapest. I love the atmosphere there. It's very inexpensive to live there. So when I'm there, I just relax and go shopping and go to the flea markets. And in fact, I go to the flea market probably 4 or 5 times a week. In fact, that's where I got this cane. I was visiting a friend who has a booth there, and she had shown me one day when I was there this reproduction of this cane that she just got. It's a Fabergé reproduction that she bought in Moscow the week before, and she was telling me about how they were finding things there. And I went out to the flea market and I found this. It was a bit more damaged. I had it straightened, but I found one of the booths for $5.
Oh.
It was black and it was all bent up, and I had to have it worked on. They fell back inside. I had to have them reset, but there were ruby eyes in it. So I carry this around me to remind me of Budapest. I have a good time there.
I really do appreciate that. My first trip to Europe was with you, someone who knew how to get around, knew where to go.
Drug you from place to place.
Yelled a little bit.
Yelled a little bit, of course.
It was a good way to see things.
Have you got a pack yet?
Yes.
Have you? Good.
Well, you also do wonderful faux painting.
I enjoy doing that. That's one of my projects. I really enjoy doing it. This is the 3rd house we've done in McPherson Town. It's a little house, but we enjoy it. Half the size of our last one.
Half the work, hopefully. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, you have been a gallery owner.
Yeah, with you.
Yes. A greenhouse.
I had a greenhouse garden center for a while. Yeah, a couple of years in that, and ran a project for Preservation Dayton and Montgomery County Historical Society when we did the all the Platt artifacts. We sold those. That was another 6 months.
Yes, tell them what the Platt artifacts were.
They were wooden molds that were used for sand casting of industrial machine parts. That was most of them dated from around 1900, and the Platt Corporation was a foundry, and all their wooden molds were still in the 3rd floor of a building, and they donated them all to Preservation Dayton and Montgomery County Historical Society.
And there were thousands.
There were thousands.
Just the image of that space.
Right. Many of them very interesting. Well, we made a lot of money for Preservation Dayton and Montgomery County Historical Society by selling them all.
So what do you think about the new courthouse renovation?
Oh, I think it looks very handsome. Yeah, it's a beautiful job. And it was well overdue. It looks great. It's a beautiful building. It's one of our gems.
It sure is, as is the arcade.
Arcade's got a long way to go. It's a big, huge project the way it is.
Yes,
but
huge.
A wonderful building. Wonderful building.
Tom, being quite the antique collector that he is, has certain areas of interest, being silver Russian pieces, the Fabergé pieces, icons.
Mm-hmm.
He has very graciously pulled out part of his collection to show us today.
This is Hungarian silver and a little sweet meat dish in sterling, and it dates from about 1810 from the southern area of Hungary. And the flowers are all rue poussée. Nice little piece. This is another little sweet meat dish from the same area. Then we have this covered box, which is by Ochennikov. Ochennikov worked in St. Petersburg and also in Moscow, and was one of the main competitors to Carl Fabergé. This piece was by Ochennikov, And this piece, why it was by one of his main competitors also, whose name was Kalemnikov. This was a tray for cake, and was used at tables at Easter and major holidays. This piece is also Kalemnikov. It's a little cigarette box. It has the marks on the inside of the lid. Little insects that are on there are in gold wash, as well as some of the fronds. And then the top is made to look like an oriental carpet draped over it. It's a handsome little box. And then we have something like this, which is a cigarette box, or cigarettes, or for those cigars, and it's Russian, and it was known as a souvenir case, because you would have your friends write their signature out, and then take it to a jeweler, and the jeweler would cut the signature out of gold, out of solid gold, and then weld it or attach it, rivet it to the cigarette case. So you have the signatures and initials of several of your friends on there, and then a memento from a war, and more signatures on the back. And it was something you carried around to remind you of your friends.
Oh, that we would do that today.
Yeah, right. And then these three little animals are Fabergé pieces. They're sterling silver, made by one of Fabergé's best workmen, and they each one of the three pieces has ruby eyes, and they're in solid silver. There's an elephant and then two different rabbits. One with long fur and one with short fur. We have something like this little frame here that has a photograph of the Tsarina inside of it, and it's by Fabergé, and it's marked all over the place. It's marked here and marked on the stand, and it's marked on the hinges. They marked everything that could be disassembled. So that's a Fabergé piece also. And then this little frame is Russian, but not Fabergé. I don't know who the maker is on this one, but it's got a drawing of the Tsarevich in it, and it's got little seed pearls on it and rubies. I bought this here in Dayton.
Oh.
But it's Russian. And then there's this frame that has my grandmother's photograph in it. It's a reproduction of an old Russian frame, but I liked it because it fit her picture really well. And it's got enameling on the silver.
And it's really a nice reproduction, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty piece. But it is a copy, but I don't mind that. So that, oh, and then these are little silver shakers that I bought in Budapest also. They're for powdered sugar. So you have something to sprinkle the sugar onto your pancakes in the morning.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now these two icons, the 18th century ones, are family pieces. Most of the other icons are pieces that I purchased. Fruit set or dessert set, they're Russian also. Rather nice. There's gold wash on the fork tines and the knife blade, and they're fully hallmarked. And the rest of them sterling, but there's a set of 6 there, and they're nice too. Just a few of the things.
A lot of Russian pieces you like.
Yeah. Yep, a lot of Russian stuff I like. But then this one little basket over here, now that's German. It's a solid silver, but it's woven out of silver bands, and it's German. But I found it in Budapest. Very heavy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, just a few things.
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, sure, Erzsébet.
She's Russian. She's
a Russian lady.
But the painting is
American. It was painted in this country probably in the 30s by an American artist who had done a couple presidential portraits that are in Washington, but I'm not sure which ones he did. He was a well-known artist. He was a well-known artist.
Oh, but look at me like I'm sitting next to you on the sofa.
Oh, you're right here?
Yeah, yes.
All right.
The sofa is small.
The sofa is small, okay.
No beating of the host.
What was that you said? Tell me again.
The time you threw me around and I ended up on my bottom on the dance floor.
Paid by the word.
Per word?
Per word.
Oh, well, you said you were just going to say yes or no, so that'll work.
So, yeah.
How much per word?
$5,000.